You know it's super fly when Day Bar is opened. Hip-hop review, news, plus breaking new artists, pop culture, current events with an urban view of it. This is all things hip-hop, delivered raw, unpolitically correct, the fans' perspective, putting all artists in check. Dope content, current hot by remarkable men. Our thoughts, clearly. Welcome to Audio Theory.
Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well as the like button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, dude. Mahalo. My man Blair is coming straight from the islands. Dude, Hawaii. How's Hawaii treating you, dog?
It's dope. Definitely needed this vacation. It's something me and my girl for the past couple years have kind of made a somewhat annual thing. As you know, like California is out of all the states, like pretty close. So fortunately for us, it's not too crazy of a trek.
Like Hawaii's always been on my bucket list, but it's like, dude, to get to Cali is 6 hours. So to say I'm traveling somewhere in the States for like 13, I'm like, bro. But it's just something I have to get done at some point. But
for sure.
Bro, are you working while you're out there? You took the whole week off? Like, what's the setup over there?
Yeah, working while I'm out here. So we come back Sunday. Labor Day weekend.
Nice.
Didn't want to take time off. Plus, fortunately, with the time zone, like my day pretty much ends at like 1-2 o'clock. So regardless, we have a lot of time to do stuff with the sun still up. So that's nice. And my company just announced we have Friday off as like a disconnect day or whatever. So I have
this week or
off,
moving
which
forward?
is cool. This week, just this once. This week,
okay, cool.
They occasionally do it, kind of like a mental wellness type thing. So this Friday I have off, fortunately. Yep. So
nice, dude. That's awesome, man. The pictures have been great, dude. Everything you post, food, I'm like, bro, that shit looks amazing. Like, like, the fish out there looks crazy, dude. So definitely enjoy it.
For sure. Yeah, I love seafood, and so far that's like all we've eaten this whole time. So hopefully I don't get mercury poisoning.
Hopefully not. But dude, I completely forgot you were out there because I was meant to come out to Cali next weekend after Labor Day. But bro, I had to just cancel that trip, bro. I don't know if I told you on the pod or offline, but dude, like I've honestly felt like so physically and mentally exhausted. And I'm like, bro, I just bought this house, and I'll get to that in a second. But like, I'm like, bro, when am I home? You know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm just like always somewhere, dog. Like, so the idea of like I'm going to Dallas still for Labor Day to see Gina's family.
Oh shit, nice.
But so from Friday to Tuesday, I'm like, yo, to go to Cali for a week and then to run around and do shit, and I mean, not be in my bed, which I purchased in my house for a week and a half. I'm like, dog, that just sounds awful, man. Like, I had to cancel California for like mental health reasons, bro, because I was like, bro, that's just not gonna work for me.
For sure.
But speaking of like traveling, I just got back from New York, bro. So that was obviously it was my mom's birthday on Thursday. So happy birthday, mom. So we did a thing on Thursday itself. A small group of us went to the cemetery, brought her a glass of prosecco, shared stories, real chilled vibes, family dinner at home. And then Saturday we had a party for her. Not really in her memory, but more just like she won a party, right? So if anyone knows my mom, dude, party queen. Like one of her friends posted a really nice thing, like because my mom was in PR in India for like last 5 years. And she was like, if any you pass and the parties just stopped, you know what I mean? And it was just like, that was cool because like that's, like literally like, the world is still mourning because it's like, in some kind of weird way. But yeah, man, that was super cool, but obviously super, super emotional as well. So, we got through that, thank God. And then, looking forward to Texas. But bro, speaking about the house though, dog, like, no one tells you this shit when you buy a house. Maybe you know because your brother, like, he's in that business. But, like, bro, like, I bought this house. Everything's going smoothly, bro. I'm here for 6 months. Like, maybe I'm not here that often, but everything's working fine, right? Knock on wood. Bro, garbage disposal breaks 3 weeks ago. That's, like, $300. The handyman, whatever bucks got to throw him to fix it.
Yeah.
Then the washing machine isn't working properly, right? So... This all happened like within the span of like a day. Like Gina was in a dude. I don't want to. and I told her face, I'm not like dogging my girl. Bro, she's amazing, bro. She does my laundry when she's here. She does our laundry. She cooks. She cleans. Like, yo, everything you need to like not make me feel stressed about like maintaining a house and living my life.
Right.
Like, she helps out with, right? So I don't want to shut her. But bro, there was literally a day where her text to me was like, "Babe, don't get mad. The garbage disposal broke. And the washer machine isn't working." And I'm just like, bro, what the fuck do you mean? Like, everything was fine yesterday. Like, what do you mean, dude? So we were making the washer work though, because like you had to unplug it, plug it back in, but it still got the job done. But bro,
Right.
we kept doing so much laundry, and no one thought to say, this really isn't working that well. Maybe take it easy with the amount of loads you're bringing from your house to do here, right? That's an equivalent of like, yo, my car's really fucked up, Blair, but I'm gonna drive to Cali to go see you in it, and let's just see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, that's essentially what she was doing. So when she came back to Miami before me, so I'm about to take off on the flight, and she texts me, "Hey, don't shoot the messenger, but the washing machine properly broke now." I'm just like, dog, like you're fucking kidding me right now. So again, I did everything I could to not be a dick, but I was like, bro, all right, man. So I got to eat that. So I fucking just bought a new one. That's like $800. It comes tomorrow. And then yesterday, I'm chilling watching TV, like my only night to myself, and I just hear drip, drip, drip. And I'm just like, bro, first I think it's the roof. I'm like, bro, I can't afford a new roof right now, dog. Like, the podcast is not popping enough for me to afford a fucking roof right now. And I'm like, all right, it's not the roof. I don't see any leaks. And I'm like, bro, I'm right by the AC unit. And I'm like, and let's just see water profusely HVAC. And I'm just like, bro, this is not happening right now, dog. Like, this is not happening right now. So luckily, the maintenance guy said it's like a small, normal thing. It happens when the thing is clogged up. But bro, no one tells you when you buy a house, like, bro, like, that shit, yeah, you might be like saving money when compared to rent and mortgage and you're gaining equity. But bro, the amount of money I've already shelled out in this year that hasn't even finished yet, I'm just like, God damn, dog. So,
right.
But it could be worse. I'm grateful. It could be worse. But dog, I was like, dude, I was like, yep, you're definitely not going to Cali because, yo, you'd be fucking eating fucking spam the whole time, bro.
That's what I mean now here the whole time.
Yeah, but you got the good spam out there. I be eating that fucking nasty shit.
I know. That's why I told my girl, I'm like, because I mean, I think anybody would love to have a home, but I'm like, you do realize that it's not completely fun and games. Like, yeah, obviously being able to customize shit and having more space and all that is super dope, but also keep in mind, it's not like you're just sitting back and it's just complete savings left and right. Like, you got to maintain the shit. You can't just call up the landlord and be like, yo, fix these 15 things tomorrow or else.
Yo, exactly. Yo, back in my apartment, AC not working, property management, get me a new one tomorrow. Oh, I'm not paying rent. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be fucking aggressive. Here is like, this shit's all on me, dude. So thank God, like, my friends are, coworkers, like, they also own a home. So like, I got a good maintenance guy from one of my employees, and he's super affordable and cheap. So he's gonna come through and fix it and show me how to, maintain it myself moving forward. But yeah, bro, I was just like, damn, dog, this is wild, bro. Because I literally just got back from New York. I'm like, that was so expensive. It was for mom and it was for the family, like, so it's all good. Yeah, and dude, not even off the flight. I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta buy this shit.
And that shit's expensive too. Like, those are all the expensive appliances.
Dude, yeah, like, it's not like a fucking, my ice maker stop. You know what I mean? Fuck it, I'll buy ice. That's $1 fucking thing. But it's all good. It's all good, man. That was eventful weekend for sure. But to get into the episode, probably the most surprising things, I think I texted you at Saturday morning, maybe. Donda finally fucking. So that's been a whirlwind. We're recording this on Tuesday, the last day of the month. Shout out to August for being nice to us. Yeah, dude. So what was your initial reaction to the release, bro? Not like the way it dropped, how it dropped, like the body of work. Because I really want to just focus on that for this first couple minutes, because I really think that there was a lot of things being done to distract us. But I feel like on this podcast, we've been very good about like respecting the art. So what were your thoughts on just like the body of work itself?
Yeah. I mean, for me, honestly, I gave it a full listen. I rarely do that with artists unless I really respect and appreciate them.
Right.
And I was disappointed. And I was disappointed that I was disappointed too, because Kanye, for me at least, is like one of the greatest artists ever, at least in my lifetime. And it just didn't live up to the hype that I feel like the past several releases was supposed to be. Like everyone's talking about bringing the old Kanye back, and there's rumors that the old Kanye is back, and I just feel like I haven't gotten that in such a long time. There were a couple songs here and there that did give me that feeling. I think I saw online a lot of people said the Lauryn Hill one. I forget the name of it, like "Believe What You Say" or something.
We kind of sampled one of her old beats. That was cool.
Like that one sounded like something that could have been on like Graduation or something, and it just made me feel like, oh shit, like he's back in his old pocket or whatever. But just as a whole, it kind of felt like Jesus is King Part 2, just completely drawn out. Of course, it was like 40 songs, not 40, but 27 songs because of the whole streaming.
And it was like an hour and 40 minutes.
Hour, 40 minutes. I didn't feel like I really got Kanye himself out of the music. It was kind of like really instrumental, and then the features, but like I never got that sense of, oh, Kanye's really here and like wants you to hear, you know, what he has to say. It kind of just felt like a random artistic experiment of sorts that he like dumped on us. And I was just disappointed because of that.
What would you give it? If you had to give it like a rating out of 10, what would you give it?
Shit, out of 10? 6?
Yeah.
6 out of 10?
And probably even that 6 is because like it's just like, you know, there's like, I think you made a comment once like about the Mac Miller, like you know there's art here, but like like it's just not it. But I think a 6 probably makes sense, like out of respect for what we know is there, just maybe not our cup of tea. So dude, like, so me personally, I give it 2.5 run-throughs right now. From the moment it dropped, dude. My thing is like, bro, so one, I'm never gonna, especially maybe this is more like me losing my mom, right? I'm never gonna criticize someone for making music that maybe is solely based to like honor their loved ones who's passed, right? Like I think you can appreciate that as well, right? Like I'm not gonna criticize it too hard, but man, this is very disappointing, bro. Like I don't want to go. He can't rap or none of this shit, but like, bro, like think about like. What, 9 years ago when he did the whole, probably less than 9 years ago, but like the whole, like, remember the Good Friday drops? That like, every Friday he would have like one new song, but have everyone on the fucking song. But it was also like, you looked forward to the Kanye verse in the song. Like, it wasn't just like a Kanye beat. Like, Kanye had a fucking fire verse that usually was the best verse on the track. Bro, this, like, bro, there was minimal bars from Kanye. And then even when he was spitting, I'm like, all right, man, I get it, dog. But, like, come on. Like, this one song, bro, like, and people found this funny. I found it corny as fuck. And maybe he's just not aging well, dog. Maybe this shit would have been funny back in the day. But I guess maybe the hype, we're, like, expecting more. But he had one thing where it was like, I knew Adam couldn't be black because no black man will give up his ribs. I'm just like, bro. The fuck? And like the song ended on that note. I'm like, what? Like, so like it just was like, but my thing is like, I think it was just my biggest criticism is like too many songs, bro. Like, again, maybe to your point, like the streaming of it, right? Because I know it's doing numbers that are crazy, but I think because he just has the most songs, so if you have to run through the entire album once, like you just streamed it 27 times. Like I don't know how that shit works, but like I feel like that has something to do with it. But bro, like half of these songs, no exaggeration, are throwaway songs, dude. Like I feel like, but also the extreme, I feel like if he just did like 12 to 13 of those 27, this might be a fucking solid album. Because I think there's more than one song that, like the Lauryn Hill one, the Roddy Ricch one, the one with Fabio Foreign. There's a couple he has by himself. The one with Travis, like he actually has like really good songs, but it's like, bro, like I have to look at the whole body of work. Like I can't watch a movie and tell you, oh, from minute 30 to an hour and 20, it was trash, but the ending and beginning was good. And like that's still a bad movie to me, right? And I feel like this is the same thing. Like you can't give me 13 throwaway songs and then expect us to say, yo, great body of work. Like I don't feel like that's on his fans to like, we have to give you like a good review.
Yeah, I agree. And it seemed like he took a more like DJ Khaled role or something with this album, where he just handpicked like whoever's hot within the game right now, people who he like Fabio Foreign or whatever, and gave them the spotlight.
Remember, like the Locks were on it because the Locks just did that fucking versus thing, like Soulja Boy was meant to be on it because we just like bro, I don't need you to pick who's hot this month, bro. I need you to fucking you don't need anything from me. But you know what I mean? Like I feel like you should be focusing on like making the best body of work that represents who the fuck Kanye West is, and like if you're gonna name it after your mom, like focus on honoring her, like not like, oh, what's clever right now? Let me make sure I get someone on this. So that's like it was just weird, dog. Like weird.
And it makes me wonder if that's why there were so many delays and stuff. If things that were happening within the industry just sparked this idea of like, oh, wouldn't it be dope if Soulja was on this verse, or like, this guy is actually pretty hot and I like his music, so let me add his verse here. And like, I wonder if that's why there's fucking part 2s with different verses and shit of the same song back to back.
That didn't make sense to me either, dog. Like, it just seemed lazy. And then, like, bro, like, I think I told you offline, but, like, there was, like, 1 or 2 songs where, like, I see my car saying the song is still playing, but, like, I barely hear anything. And I'm like, this shit went on for, like, a minute and a half. I'm like, bro, like, this song is almost 5 minutes for no fucking reason? Like, what are we doing, dog? Like...
Yeah. And, I mean, maybe it's the fact that it was meant to be, like, an in-person experience and not like a car ride experience, because I could see myself kind of enjoying this in person but not sitting in my room like doing stuff.
That's what that's where I also maybe like rank it a little bit higher. Like if you give it a 6, maybe I give it like a 7.2 or something. Like maybe this is solely an in-person experience, and like maybe this does translate well to that audience environment where like you're sitting and just like he's doing a cool thing on the piano or the beat machine, and it just sounds like, oh my god, look at the lights. Like maybe all that, but at the end of the day, bro, you're still like an artist who gave us like close to 8 classic albums, and you took pride in that. And it just seemed like this was like not rushed, but like almost like low key. Like, are you trolling us with this shit, dog? Like, are you just like so like enamored? Because I feel like, and I got this thought because like I think Pusha T like made a comment like, I'm just proud of you for like controlling the narrative and all this shit. I'm like, but like, dude, this is just like you trolling us, saying, yo, I can put out whatever the fuck I want, and you're gonna listen to it regardless. So, and I'm gonna do some like dumb shit on certain songs, and it's just like, bro, like at some point, like, I mean, maybe he doesn't care, he's a fucking billionaire, but it's just like, bro, like, why are you wasting our time? And that's how I honestly felt after the hour and 40 minutes. I'm like, bro, like, I feel like you wasted my time for like a good 35 minutes of this album, and I'm just like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, why are we doing this, bro? Like,
yeah,
I don't see the point of it. Dude, there was like, so many songs yesterday. I'm just like, bro, what is this? Like, what are we listening to right now? And then some songs I actually enjoyed. I thought he was clever, but for the most part, I was just like, yo, all these features, and I'm like, if I enjoyed the feature more than your verse, and it's your fucking song, and this is like the constant theme, I'm like, the fuck I'm listening to you for? You know what I mean? Like, that's I was just like confused.
Yeah. And it sucks too, because I'm always disappointed when artists like him, who usually provide substance in their music, kind of fall short. Because I know on this podcast several times we talked about how, sometimes the fans are responsible for helping drive artists who talk about negativity and toxic shit and are giving them the spotlight. But then it's when people like Kanye come through and kind of disappoint. I feel like it just makes it harder for those kinds of artists to shine and want to go that route and be experimental and do different things. Because I'm just like, now who's gonna step in and fill that void?
Yeah, it totally makes sense, man. Totally. And again, I feel like you can see this as being universally like, it's weird though, bro, because I see so many like certain outlets like giving him his flowers, and they're only focusing on like the numbers. Hey, it's number one in 89 countries. It's, every single song is charting on the billboards. The fastest album to sell this. Top 3 album of all time on Spotify number-wise. And I'm like, bro, like, that can't be the only thing we're talking about this album. Like, why are we talking about, like, why is anyone quoting shit? You know what I mean? Like, why isn't anyone doing that?
Yeah.
Like, if all you're talking about is just the number, like, again, numbers matter. Because I know when Drake, and we'll talk about when he drops, like, the numbers are going to be stupid. But I feel like we're going to have, like, bars, and you're going to see everyone's caption is a Drake line from a fucking song. Like, bro, I don't see anyone using a fucking Kanye caption right now. Like,
Yeah. And not to say that, like, I know someone might hear this and be like, since when is it about fucking captions, bro? Are you 14 years old or something? But I think that is kind of an indication of, like, how closely people are paying attention to the content and the music. And I didn't hear a whole lot out of this, which is shocking considering how many fucking songs there are on the album.
And if you did, it wasn't from him. Like, it wasn't his bar.
Right.
Which, again, that's my only critique. Like, I honestly wasn't even that mad because I feel like he did a version of this on my Dark, Beautiful, Twisted Fantasy, like that. I was the album of the decade or whatever. But I feel like when he had those songs with like 6 different artists, you still were so eager to hear what Kanye had to say. And I feel like I went album with that eagerness, and it was just so like, really, bro? Like I already know you didn't write this, so then why did you let anyone who wrote this for you?
Yeah.
Like, why is it so? Why is it even being approved by you? Like,
right.
Yeah,
I don't think Sci-Hi would have written some of those things. There's no way.
Dude. Like, there's no way, or Push or whoever. But it's just like, yeah, dude. It just sounded. So, and again, maybe he's just not aging well, and that's okay, bro. Like, Father Time is timeless. Like, people, after a while, like we mentioned with DMX or whoever, we thought Nas and Nas is resurrect. Like, sometimes we just can't relate. But like, again, I don't want to shit, because at the end of the day, like, this album achieved a lot of things, right? He gave respect to his mom. He was praising God on every song. He got rappers to stop talking about killing and drugs and just talk about God. And like that's a beautiful thing as well. Like, so I want to give him his flowers for that. Because you and I have both been like, yo, all these fucking rappers are about killing people. First of all, you're not even doing that shit. You're not selling drugs. Stop lying. So to get all of these people to come on the same page, like, I feel it had like the ingredients to make a fire dish, but like just the execution was just like, bro, fuck.
Yeah.
And like, we've been promised this album for almost 2 years. So I don't get why, like, even like, if it wasn't ready, don't fucking like, I don't know, maybe it has to be an in-person experience, bro, because just like listening to it in your headphones in your car or wherever is just like, the fuck is going on? Like, imagine being at a lounge or so, like, say you and I are back in Austin and you just start playing this shit. We're like, bro, take this shit off. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And like, I feel like that would never happen to a Kanye album. You know what I mean? Like, bro, even on, to your point, like Jesus King, dude, that still had like 3 sons that bumped.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I felt you could bump that shit anywhere.
On
like,
God
dude,
was like one of my favorite songs on there.
Yo, exactly, dude. With this, because I don't know, maybe because there's so many tracks that get lost in the shuffle, bro. But like, if we were out and someone just put this on like first to last, I'd be like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I think people would leave. You know, that's wild to me to think that. Like, I feel like if someone was at a club, we were at a club and someone just played My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy from start to finish, I'd be like, yo, run it back. Let's do it again.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, everyone loves that album. I don't know who doesn't. I think that's I don't know how many songs are on that album, speaking of, but my like biggest pet peeve of the industry right now is this streaming, gaming the system bullshit where every artist feels the need to put 30 songs on the album. I forgot to mention that when we were talking about Trippy, and I checked Lil Tecca's album, which came out recently, which I didn't have a good chance to listen to because that shit had like 25 songs. And I get it, like, you know, they want to boost their numbers and stuff.
But cut you off. But that's also why I think it makes sense now why Kid Leroy keeps adding to the original. Because now it's even more streams of that same body. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. He needs to change the name to that album to Same Thing. I know that's one of the songs, but it's literally the same fucking album over and over. And I'm always tricked into thinking the shit is
I'm always like, we got another 18 tracks. I'm like, oh, it's the same. It's Pikachu. It's whatever the fuck the hell. I'm like,
but yeah, it's honestly, I don't know if it's just the era we're in, because, you know, back in the day when your favorite artist came out, you'd save up your $15. You'd only listen to them for like that month or whatever, because you didn't have Spotify or LimeWire, obviously, at the time. But now it's like a fucking chore for me to sit down and listen to like 25 songs. You literally need like an hour or hour and a half to digest it. And I just don't think most people have the time for that shit now with as much music that's coming out.
Yeah, dude. And then you realize, you're right, dude. And then you can realize who are the artists that just aren't concerned with it, right? Like, Nas was a normal body of work. You know, I'm going to give you 10, 11 of my best songs, and here it is. J. Cole, same thing. Belly dropped, I think last week as well. 10 songs. Like, bro, this is my best work, and I hope you enjoy it, right? So, yeah, man, that 28 song shit, bro. I think Chris Brown really cracked that code a few years ago. And even then, we were like, how am I meant to digest this, bro? Like, like, you want me to give you 4 hours of my fucking, like, what are we doing with this shit?
Right.
So, yeah, man, it's just like, I wish, again, but I don't blame them, quote unquote, because, like, if that's the way the system is set up, like, maybe you need to game it. But, like, at some point, you also need to realize, like, bro, like, especially if you're an artist of that level, like, why would you give a fuck about going platinum in a day as opposed to having another great body of work to add to your catalog? Because if it's good, people will eventually get you to platinum status eventually. Like, why does it have to be the first week? My first week numbers must be this to fuck up the streaming numbers. Like, bro, like, who cares, bro? Like, and at this pace, if Friday, because someone else is dropping, we don't want to fuck with your shit anymore. What was the point? You know what I mean? What was the point, dude?
Yeah. It's kind of sad. I think all these artists pretend like they don't care about the Grammys and the numbers and all that, but I think that's literally the only way for them to kind of have a sense of how poppin' they are or not. Because, I mean, all of them have fans who tell them they love them every single day, but they want to see the numbers and have an objective way to be like, yo, I'm the shit. Even if they game the system.
Yeah. And I really think he was, Again, I don't know. I don't think anyone can properly read his situation mentally, but I don't know if it was gaming or whatever, but I can say synopsis of the album, if it was like only 13, 14 songs, I legit think it could have been a cohesive, great body of work, because there's a lot of really good tracks. Like, I forgot to mention Little Baby, and the Weeknd one was phenomenal. Like, both of those guys can't miss. But it even felt like it was their song and Kanye was featured on it, like, which is fucking weird, bro. It's your album. So, too many songs, too many throwaway tracks that just didn't make sense to me. So, for that, it was disappointing. But, again, I'm sure Kanye fans will love it. I saw a meme that was like, one day Kanye is going to put out an album that has 0 songs, and then fans would be like, I can hear it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's what's going to happen next.
Yeah, no, that could seriously happen, and I guarantee there's somebody out here who would believe it.
Yo, but the funny thing is, he kind of did that with the fucking album cover. Like, what is that?
Oh yeah, just the pitch black, like
pitch black. Like, no, like, dude, I'm like, you're fucking. That's like you to see the album cover and then to have the first song be the Donda chat. And again, like, I don't want to sound like a dick because I get it, like, it's just like you're saying your mom's name over and over, but like, bro, like, my first thought was like, is he fucking trolling us right now? Like, I was tight, dog. Like, I was like, whatever, let me just chill and listen to the whole. But I was like, this motherfucker's trolling us again, bro. So
Yeah.
legit, he might as well very well but like, yeah, it's just, you would think there'd be more thought into it, but maybe it's the opposite. Maybe there's just like too much thought being put into it, and not just going with the flow of like what sounds like something you would actually want to listen to, as opposed to you just overthinking all this shit.
Yeah, I agree. I really do think it was meant to be an experience, and doesn't seem like something I'm ever honestly gonna be replaying, except for maybe a couple of the songs.
Yeah, but dude, like, even the experience part of it, then like, honestly, like, if that was the case, if I was him, I wouldn't even drop the album until I do like a 40-state tour, because after listening to it, I don't want to experience that shit. You know, I'm like, yeah, you can keep that dog. Like, I'm all set, dude. So yeah. I know people went to Donda, they said it was a great time, but there's no way you were actually listening to the music if this is what the fuck you heard, because nah.
Yeah, it could have been better, but apparently he has another album or something he's working on or gonna put out. So hopefully one is like the real deal.
I don't know.
It's a rumor, I think, at this point, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but even that's the case. I'm like, yo, like, I don't know, because we're getting older, but I'm just like, bro, like, any inconvenience or like wasting of my time, I have like literally no patience for. I'm like, bro, like, I heard this album, I'm like, bro, you fucking wasting my time for like 20, 30 minutes. Like, what the fuck are we doing right now? So, but it's all good. Everyone make their own opinions. Put it in the comments. Let them know we're fucking completely off. Maybe we have the wrong version on our phones, and give another listen. Question for you, because I know you're in Hawaii already over the weekend. Did you get a chance to see the Jake Paul fight at all?
I did not, but I did see a couple clips, and it looked like, was it Tyrone Woodley? Is that his name?
Yeah.
It looked like he was beating the shit out of him, and I was surprised that he lost.
Yeah, so I think I don't know which media outlets. I didn't watch the fight either, but I saw a lot of the highlights sponsored by Showtime. But I think that Jake Paul did win, but there were a couple of times that Tyrone did catch him. And I think the criticism of him was he caught him and then took a step back. And as opposed to, like, when you catch someone, even the UFC, like, you go after them and attack them even more to, like, really fuck them up. So people were criticizing him, like, yo, did you fucking not, like, were you, like, confused? Like, are you meant to lose? You didn't fucking go all in? But there were a lot of moments that Jake did catch him pretty bad as well. So I think Jake did edge it, but it went the full rounds. It wasn't a knockout like last time, which was, I guess, better for fans. But it's just, honestly, the most entertaining part for me was the build up to the fight, because I feel like this was the first time that Paul was like stuck on like how to like react to some of the criticism, specifically about the culture vulturing. Like, because there was one comment where I think I said it to you, where he was like, "Yo, like, why the fuck are you wearing all these bust down chains? Like, why do you look like this?" And like, that was the first time I ever heard Jake Paul like, So I guess like that's like the one thing, like they can criticize him for not being a boxer, and he'd be like, "Yo, I make more money than you. I'm this big." But I feel like when they come for like just his overall like charisma or swag, it's like I don't really think he has a response for it, which is kind of like in a tough, like if you're around that all the time, like are you not a part of the culture? Like I don't know. I feel like he's in this, and I think he knows. Like I'm in a very awkward. I think even like Mayweather tried to use that against him and his brother. Like you're stealing from our culture, like what the fuck, and it's like that's a tough spot for them, bro, because like I feel like once you get race into it, when it really doesn't have to be about race, but you kind of want to make
then you
it,
like gotta watch yourself.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, come on, man. Like I'm just trying to fucking fuck you up in a ring and like look good. Like why does it have to be all about this and shit?
I thought it was hilarious too, but at the same time, part of me was like, well, is it really that difficult to answer? Like, what if he just said, I wear this because I like it, or is wearing these chains like only a black thing? Like, is this all black people do? I mean, there's no way he could have said that shit and not been slapped. But in my mind, I was thinking that I'm like, I understand the angle he's coming from, but at the same time, I always want to be careful when black people try to kind of take ownership of things that aren't necessarily of value, like, or that meaningful to begin with. Like, let's say
Right.
Jake Paul had cornrows. Like, is this really something that we're gonna argue about? Unless he's, being a caricature and like making black people, like mocking them and wearing blackface and shit. Like, at a certain point, I feel like there's not much substance in the argument if we're just saying, oh, he has a few tattoos.
Oh no,
and
dude!
a
I
gold
honestly
chain.
there was no substance at all. And like at the end of the day, even if that is a black thing, he's clearly not wearing them to troll anyone. So he's clearly wearing them because he thinks he looks better doing it. So if anything, it's like a compliment. So like, but I just think it's such like, especially now, bro, where like this guy is getting bigger and bigger. Maybe back in the day he would make a comment and like not give a fuck. I think because he sees all this money coming at him, like even quicker than before, he's like, bro, I can't really. Let me just not say anything right now, which kind of sucks. You kind of like, it was cool for him to be like, fuck you to everyone person in the past, but I think that's kind of why he stuttered pretty bad. He's like, let me just not say anything that's gonna really fuck me up.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder what his net worth is. I mean, we could look it up, but I feel like that shit's never accurate.
It's up there, dude. Like, cause
you think over 200 mil?
Yeah, I mean, at least I would say I would go with 250.
Yeah, I feel like that sounds reasonable.
Which,
well, I mean,
it sounds
celebrity net
reasonable,
says 20, but that's too low in my opinion.
Oh, really? Then I'm fucking way off though.
20 million. I feel like that seems.
Because I just feel like these guys, like when they show the numbers they do from YouTube prior to this shit, I feel like they were making that like almost like in a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. But then again, these sites, like, it's not like they fucking call up their accountant and get.
Yeah, it's not Forbes.
Proprietary information.
Yeah, I want, but yeah, he's making bags. So is his brother. I mean, again, I feel like they're bringing more attention to it to fight. So I feel like anyone who fights them is on the undercard only benefits because like they're just making so much money. Everyone involved.
Right.
But yeah, I think the build up to these fights seem to be more entertaining than the fight itself. Because I don't know, like it wasn't like the idea of the fight wasn't so enamoring that I'm like gonna stop whatever I had planned in New York to go watch this shit. I was like, if I watch it on the highlights, I don't care.
Sure. Yeah, same. Past two fights, wasn't really impressed with, especially because none of these dudes are like that he's fighting are pro boxers. So it kind of almost just seems like watching some random street fight of two dudes who like look buff just beat each other up and see who wins.
Right. Exactly. I totally agree, dude. Like I know, I get the idea. He's like, oh, I'm not a professional boxer, so why the fuck would I fight one? But I'm like, yo, you are like trying to perfect your craft in that thing. Like, why not go fight someone who that's all they do? Like, you're fighting guys who, yes, they fight for a living, but like clearly UFC and boxing are two different things. So, I wonder if he will, fighting a boxer. But again, dude, if he keeps making all this money, like he'd be like, yo, why would I change this? Like, this shit's clearly working. So,
for sure. But yeah, I think we'll see more rappers and celebrities and stuff start doing this. I think even Blueface and Tekashi 6ix9ine were considering doing something. So yeah.
I think Blueface actually has a couple wins under his belt recently. I know Aaron Carter got knocked the fuck out by Lamar Odom. Like, I don't know, like what the fuck is he?
That shit was random as hell.
Yo, so I mean, first of all, you're like 7 foot and he's like a 5'10". Who sanctioned this? Like, why is this okay?
I knew for a fact. I didn't even watch it, but I knew for a fact Lamar was gonna fucking destroy him.
Yeah, dude. Like, why would this be okay anywhere? So that was odd to me, but it is what it is. Something I want to get into before we get into Drake and then get out of here. I got a chance to watch when my AC started leaking. I was watching the Jack Harlow. He was a part of The Shop on HBO. That was a dope experience. Just seeing him. First of all, again, I don't know why, because I know we did that video like 3 months ago about like the lead up to Jack Harlow's career. And it's just, I don't know, it's just so crazy to me, dude. When I see him now like on all these different platforms, and I'm like, damn, this was like the 13-year-old rapping while taking his shit. It's like it's just crazy, dude. Like I'm like so proud of him. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? So that was super dope to see him on that stage. But and the reason why I brought up the captions before, he was talking, and it just seemed like he's like 23, 24, whatever, young. But he was talking about like how like aware he is of like, you know, if his songs hit or not. And like he was saying like nowadays it really is about, is your music caption not just for like the headlines or the quotable bars. If peeping your songs and captions, that means you're writing music that is universal, right? You're no longer writing it from your own point of view. It's like, all right, obviously it's my life, but can someone else relate to it? And if not, then I maybe shouldn't put this out. So I was just wondering, like, for you, like, I know you're still like early in your career, but like when you're thinking about certain songs, like, are you like, yo, let me just give my perspective right now? Or are you thinking about like, will other people relate to the mood I'm in right now?
Yeah. I'd say usually it always originates from like how I'm personally feeling. But when I do write certain things out, I'm like, oh shit, like I know someone is gonna hear this part and relate to it. And I think most of what I do try to like sing or rap about, it's pretty relatable. It's never anything like super specific necessarily that I'm dealing with. I mean, I think everybody is like motivated to become, you know, a better person and make it big
Right.
in whatever it is that they're doing. And I saw my brother, he posted a picture the other day and quoted me from my song Ignore Me. I think the exact lyric was let me show you how legend is made, soon to be on one of the greats or something. I mean, that could apply to like anyone in any industry. You could be a fucking tattoo artist or something and like relate to it, I guess. So yeah, I think quotables are definitely something I think about, ones that people can relate to. Nothing too extreme like the one you mentioned with Kanye and the fucking ribs, the Adam and Eve one. I mean, that shit's not even relatable. It's just like, I don't know, like a mediocre joke that some dude at some fucking improv stand-up comedy show would say or some shit. But yeah, that's kind of how I approach it.
Nice. Yeah, that was an interesting take, man. Because like I feel like like we're because we see it every day. I think we all do it. Like, you know, you see people's like captions are all fucking hip hop lyrics. And I think at first it was corny, but I don't know. I just hearing it from like Harlow's perspective, I'm like, oh, that makes sense, bro. Like you kind of like everyone does that, bro. And it also just proves to the artist like, yo, you're hitting. Because like if a 17-year-old girl wants to use your lyric and also a 38-year-old guy, clearly your music has depth and range that you can cross different, you know, demographics, which is like really the key, right? I'm assuming everyone wants to make like, we want to have listeners all over the world, not just this pocket in LA and we're going to be the biggest thing there, right? So
right.
I feel like captions, I think back in the day were corny, but I feel like it just makes sense now. Like that's just showing that like who's relevant, bro. And I think like our next topic, like Drake is notable caption worthy artist there fucking is. Like it's just a simple fact. I feel like if there was some fucking statistic on IG like what the most fucking quotes are, I feel like it has to be a Drake lyric, right? So your thoughts on the final push? It seems we're getting CLB on Friday. Are you excited? What do you expect?
I am excited. Part of it is due to the fact that I was so disappointed in Donda that I'm like, this shit there's no way it could be worse, right? So that's why I'm excited. And I'm just glad that it seems like the gimmicks and shit are just done with. Like, I think those get corny over time, especially when they started making all these like Batman Joker analogies and shit. I'm like, this is really not that deep. Like, can we just get the fucking music like submitted to Spotify? I'm looking forward. It's been a long time. I just hope Drake delivers, and I don't think he's really failed at this point. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I agree, dude. I mean, I think, the Joker shit, and then, you know, they were saying that his little commercial spot on ESPN was, you know, like the Joker did in the movie. I'm like, bro, like, come on, I don't have time.
Yeah,
bro. Like, when's the album dropping, bro? Like, that's it.
Right.
Like, just when is it fucking dropping? And then like he dropped the emojis with the the 9 different pregnant women, and it was like, that's the album cover. And it's like, oh, it's not the album cover. It's because it's dropping on Labor Day, and the album was 9 months late. So that means I'm like, bro, like I don't have time for this shit, bro. When is it dropping? So like, I'm just excited for the album. The billboards look dope that he's putting up. You can see there's like slight jabs at like, you know, Kanye, like I don't miss, let alone miss you. Like, you know, like you know, that has to be a subtle little punch. But I'm just excited, bro, and I really do think if I'm him, like, I'm also very confident right now, because I don't think Drake, and I know he listened to this shit for sure. There's no way Drake listened to Donda and was like, I don't think I should drop this yet, bro. It's not like, I think he listened to that and was like, bro, put my shit out today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, and I think he's eager to like, yo, like, Kanye's gonna have these like 6 days to himself. But you know, the moment Thursday night hits, like, everyone's bumping Drake. And it's a long Labor Day weekend. People are outside looking for new songs to fucking party to. Like, bro, this weekend is going to be all about Drake. Which is even more confusing why Kanye dropped on a Saturday. Like, that was weird. Like, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. But yeah, I'm super excited for that, bro. I think it's going to be...
Wait, was it Saturday or... No, it was Sunday.
Was it?
Cause Saturday I flew down. So yeah, it was Sunday morning.
Oh, you're right. I was ready at my mom's party. Yeah. You're right. So Sunday, which even makes it weird, like
more random.
No, more random and like more truth. Like the universe just say, "Yo, fuck you, dog. We're done with this shit. Like, yo, it's coming out. Like, we don't want to deal with this." But either way, yeah, it's gonna be Drake all day when he drops. But it'll be just to see other people how long the buzz for the Drake album lasts, right? Because like I tell you, like when Nas's album, I was bumping it like nonstop for 2-3 weeks, right? Like, are there really gonna be people who like stop listening to Drake to go back to the Kanye album? Like, I just can't envision that happening. But then are people just like, all right, Drake was cool, and just move on to the next thing? Like, I wonder if people are gonna move on, or this will be a Drake album. We're just running it back, like nonstop. So
I feel like the Drake album, the Kanye album, people are gonna basically forget as soon as Drake comes out.
Yeah,
especially
I think a lot of people are like
Friday.
you. Like, I think it's like for a lot of people, bro, it's like a one and done. Like, yeah, I listened to it. All right, you know what I mean? Like,
right? Yeah, you're not gonna go to a house party and put on the Donda chant or like any of the other songs. Drake has the kind of music where it's like you could be at the beach, in the car, at a friend's house. There's probably gonna be at least a few tracks that make sense for like any mood.
Yeah, I totally agree. So yeah, we're excited. I'm excited. We'll have the. I was even thinking about taking next week off to not record because it was like Labor Day. But I'm like, bro, we gotta do a fucking review of the album. There's no way we're not. Like, even if it's just like, even if it's like a mini episode, like just the album, we have to do it. So like, so don't worry about me taking next week off. But all right, so that's pretty much everything. Were there any songs or projects though for Heat of the Week this week that stood out to you in the midst of all this stuff dropping?
Yep. So speaking of Jack Harlow, this group. It's either a group or like one dude, but I never know with these names. But they're called The Homies, but it sounds like one guy on the song. And the song is called White Lies. White Lies featuring Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow kills it as always. I think he definitely has like a signature style now. It's kind of like that smooth club music or just cruising around in the car type music. Very, very smooth track. Jack Harlow did a really good job. So when everybody listen to it, it's one of those really easy to listen to tracks that like anyone who likes any type of rap like could enjoy. So I thought it was dope.
Nice. You said it's the group is called White Noise, or the song's called White
Noise? The group's called The Homies, and the song is called White Lies.
The Homies.
Yeah.
White Lies. Sorry. All right.
Yeah.
I'll add that shit like right now. Perfect. Jack Harlow, bro. Another cool thing he said in that interview, he said he really does have an ear for when like songs are going to be good or songs are not going to be good, which is pretty wild, right? Like because some people forget to listen to from like the fans' perspective. So yeah, always dope to see him doing bigger, better things. We'll definitely add that to the playlist for this week. Dude, for me, I'm gonna add a couple songs randomly, like from this, but like honestly, for me, the biggest and most enjoyable body of work this past weekend, even comparing it to Donda, was the Kid album, bro. Like, talk about like an album you can play anywhere, especially like in the lounge, bro, where you just want to fucking vibe out, hookah, sip on something, look at gorgeous women, like, do that. Like, fuck, bro. This like 6 of these songs are gonna be on the Columbia playlist, bro, because this fucking album is just like so smooth, bro. Like so smooth. So
nice.
Check out Made in Lagos. The deluxe edition has a couple of extra songs. The Essence remix, I'll probably add that one with Justin Bieber. He has a song called True Love. It actually has an artist that we've had on not the podcast, but on like the playlist before, Project X, because he's down with Silent Addy and Ape Drums from Miami. So yeah, bro, nice. The song with her is fire. Like, yo, bangers, bro. Like it's wild. I feel like I think it's obviously from Africa, like, but I don't think enough people talk about Wizkid enough. Like, I'm like, yeah, like I'm like, you're listening to this album, like, holy shit, like how are like there's so many hits, and it's not like other people who have like hits, but like it doesn't sound like a cohesive thing. Like this is like hit after hit after hit, and it all still sounds like one cohesive album. So yeah, definitely want everyone to go listen to that. But we'll add a couple of the bangers on the playlist.
Oh, yeah, I definitely want to check that out. I've been seeing Wizkid on all kinds of people's Instagram stories and people who I never even thought like listen to that kind of music. So he must be more popular than I thought.
Yeah, and especially overseas, bro, because I would say like maybe 2.5, it has to be at least 2-3 years ago. One of my friends is actually like half Nigerian. He got married to an Indian girl in India. And it was like a crazy wedding, bro. Like it was like Wakanda theme, bro. Like wild. And they flew Wizkid in to perform.
Oh, so, shit.
Imagine if people in India are like, yo, get Wizkid. You know, imagine what he is over there compared to like I don't think he's that here yet, which is he should be. But funny enough, like my mom was at the wedding and she has a picture with him. Because she was I met this artist. Have you heard of him? And I'm like, and that's when he just dropped that song with Drake. I'm like, yeah, mom. Like, he has like the biggest song in the fucking world right now. But, yeah, he's huge out there, especially in Europe as well. So, yeah, I'm sure he'll get bigger here. But, yeah, this album's bananas, bro. So I think, especially if you have a couple more days in Hawaii, perfect, like, chill lounge music out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to play it right after this.
Nice. All right, bros, get out of here. Get back to your vacation. Let the people know what we got coming up, what we're doing, and where to find us.
Yes, sir. You can catch us at audio-theory.com. We're on all major streaming platforms. The Heat of the Week selections are also on the Spotify and Apple Music playlist, which you can find on the website as well. Check us every Friday, new episode every week. What we got upcoming is still an interview. I know a couple people have submitted to us, so thank you for being patient. We just got to review the music and find a time that's right for us. We're also, of course, busy with holidays and travel and things like that, but promise we're not ignoring you. The other thing is merch as well. I know we've talked about that several times. Just got to lock down designs. We don't want to half-ass that for sure. So whatever we drop,
I think once you get back in these holidays, I feel like once Labor Day weekend is done, we'll have some time between now and Columbia to probably get that shit like going. Like it'll be sick to have like an Audio Theory shirt on while in Columbia. So. Yeah,
that would be dope.
But maybe that should be the goal. Like before October 10th or something, we have to have that shit at least out, right? So we'll work on that. But all right, man, let's continue to have fun out there, bro. Be safe. Get home safely. We'll keep talking. Enjoy the Labor Day weekend. And man, we'll have a short episode next week, but we're going to have an episode to talk about the Drake album. So I'll definitely see you next week, bro. Peace. Love you, man.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Peace. Love you too.